Welcome to the Thin Within podcast, the show for women who want mental secrets for weight loss mastery. I'm your host, Marna Thall. I'm the owner of thinwithin.com, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on how to lose weight by mastering your inner game. Diets never worked for me long term, and if you're like 95% of the rest of the human race, they haven't worked long term for you either. Every week, I'll give you tools, techniques, and resources you need to actually succeed in using the power of your mind to lose weight. I can't wait to teach you another mental secret, so let's dive right in. Well, hello, everybody. It's great to be back with you this week. I'm so excited to be talking to you about emotional eating and soul food. If you've been struggling with emotional eating, not liking your body, really struggling inside of you to really take some action and see the results that you want to see on the scale, in your clothes, you might be needing some soul food. I don't know about you, but when I was losing weight, when I noticed that I was having obsessive thoughts about food, when I could only think about what to eat for lunch when I was having breakfast, and then what to eat for dinner when I was eating lunch, when food was ruling so many of my thoughts and emotions, and it was one of the most important things in my life, and certainly something I felt that I could control, especially when I was feeling quite out of control in my life. Then one of the things that I really noticed was that I would feel the most frustrated when I experienced this desire for health and wellness, and yet this desire for food in this out of control way. My soul was craving peace and harmony and a relationship with food that was easy and natural and healthy and beautiful. And my head was experiencing frustration and anger and worry and drama and perseveration of thoughts. And so one of the things that I think will really help you today is to really look at, are the thinking thoughts that you're having, are the thoughts that you're experiencing inside of your head in alignment with how you are showing up in relationship to food. And if they're not in alignment, then you have an opportunity to really start stepping into, what does alignment look like? What is your soul craving? What is soul satisfaction? What is it that you really want your relationship with food to look like, but your relationship with movement to look like, your relationship with people to look like? How do you want to show up in this world that also satisfies your soul? And some things that came up for me when I started to do this, and some of my clients do this in the realm of Love List, is I started to look at, okay, Marna, what are some of the things that you love doing that fill up your heart and soul? Because if your heart and soul are not filled up, if you're not experiencing joys and pleasures in your life, then what will happen is that food will be that major joy. If you program that in, if you've been programming in food as your major joy in your life, then it will stay being programmed. So looking at ways that you can take care of yourself and nurture your body is going to be essential. So some of the things that you might find that really help you find soul satisfaction are things like meditation, practicing yoga, doing Pilates, which I've been loving because it just connects my mind and my body. Things that are creative, like painting, redecorating, volunteering, praying, socializing, being in a support group, spending time in nature. When you're suffering by turning to food, your experience is oftentimes related to a difference between what you're craving and emotionally what your emotions are telling you to do. And that often creates that disconnect. And so I have a few questions that I think would be really helpful for you. If you were to satisfy your soul, what would you do? What would that look like? What is your soul craving? And here's how you can start to look at this. If you start to find yourself turning to food, if you're like, oh, I just want to eat this, but your body's not hungry, you don't need food, ask yourself, what am I trying to satisfy? If I were to take care of my soul's need, what would that be? If you were to use your body to satisfy your soul, what would you do? If I were to put more time and focus into developing my soul satisfaction, into developing what my heart, what my soul is really craving from me in my life, what would that be? See, as natural positive reinforcers, any activity that gives you pleasure, if it's not abused, of course, it's going to help you heal the brain. It's going to help you in your healing journey. It's going to help you find all types of different soul food for you to take and nurture and enjoy in addition to just food. Because I love myself some food. But if I'm not hungry and I'm craving food, I know there's something else going on. I know there's something that emotionally I am needing to take care of, that I want to take care of, that I'm craving. And that's usually in the way of needing soul food, not calorie dense food, but soul food, something that's going to lift me up, something that's going to satisfy my soul, that's going to give me the connection, the support, the love, the nurturing. As I tell so many of you all the time, when I started to interview the naturally thin who just honor their bodies, and they're brilliant at separating their emotional needs from the physical food, from their food needs. They're separate. And what happens oftentimes if you're struggling with emotional eating or overeating, you start creating the programming. Your emotional needs become tied with this desire for food. And we've got to start to separate out your emotional needs from your physical needs. And your emotional needs can be met with soul food. Those things that ignite your soul, that fill up your soul, that make you feel alive and connected and relaxed and whatever it is that your soul's craving. But food will not do that. You might think it does it. It might numb you out for a few minutes, but it will never give you what your soul is craving. That is your journey to figure out. That is your journey to separate your hunger for something emotional with your physical need for food. So I strongly encourage all of you to start looking at, how do you satisfy your soul? If you were to satisfy your soul's need for companionship, for love, for protection, for numbing out, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What would that be like to you? And then start trying it out. Start seeing, okay, I know I am not hungry, but I am craving companionship. So I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go sit at a coffee shop. Just be around people. I'm going to look up on a meetup group. I'm going to reach out to a friend that I haven't talked to in a while. I'm going to go on Facebook and connect in with my groups. Giving yourself the soul food that you need is imperative. When you are triggered to eat and you are not hungry, your mind is needing something. You've just simply programmed the desire for food to be the thing to go to when you feel that way. But we've got to really get clear of what your needs are. What is your soul food? What is it that will satisfy your soul? What beliefs? What purpose? What would satisfy you? Because food will never leave you soulfully satisfied. It will always leave you feeling like, why did I do that? Oh, I said I wasn't going to overeat. I said I wasn't going to binge. I said I wasn't going to emotionally turn to food. It won't leave you feeling amazing. part of the emotional eater's journey, the binger's journey. Those of us who tie food to emotions, it's our journey to figure out how to meet our needs in new ways. But if you don't start practicing, you don't start trying these out, you will never have the gift of figuring out those needs that actually satisfy your heart and your soul. You'll just keep putting food in your body when really you need companionship. Really you need love. Really you need space. Really you need to numb out. There's all sorts of ways you can do that without turning to food. So start practicing them. Start giving yourself the soul food that you need, because that's what this is really about. If you're struggling with weight, I want you to know this is not as much a food issue as it is your soul is craving emotional peace, emotional healing. Your soul needs something from you. So let's take care of that soul of yours. Let's be good to it. And if you need ways to help support you, you can always take the Thin Within method. You can take my free weight loss course. Let me help you to really free your mind, your body, your soul, so you can start putting food where it should be. And you can start dealing with your emotions separate from food. That is the journey. If there's anything I can do to help you, support you, take care of you, and train you, I would love the opportunity to do that. All right, everybody, start thinking about what your soul food is. Start asking yourself, if I were to use my emotions to satisfy my soul, to satisfy my needs, I would do it by, and start coming up with that list. Hey, listen, just so you know, tomorrow I won't be doing my normal Facebook Live for those of you who listen to my Facebook Lives. My daughter is graduating from elementary school. It's her continuation. And so that for sure is where I'm going to be. And so instead, what I will do is I'm going to record another podcast for you focused on Memorial Day and how you can navigate Memorial Day with ease. And I'm going to give you lots of tools that you can use to navigate your Memorial Day experience. All right, everybody, sending you lots of love. Bye.